Hey guys, welcome to Filmlab. Another interesting episode of Filmlab is here.
It is.
Yes, I'm not alone, but first of all, I'm the Red Black Woman.
And I'm Steven.
Great. Today on Filmlab, we're being patriotic today. We are honoring Nigerian filmmakers, directors, scriptwriters, actors, anybody basically in the Nigerian movie industry and the Nigerian movie industry. What do you think?
Yes, indeed. I think today we're going to be doing our 3 must-watch Nollywood movies right now. So truth is, the list changes all the time.
Yes.
We see new movies or we go and rewatch old movies and it changes our perspective. But for today, these are 3 movies each. So that's 6 movies in total. So you're getting a full list today. You can sit back and have a great weekend or, great week.
Yes, you definitely can. We're going to go straight into it, but right after the short break, get your popcorn ready or your hot dog, any snack of your choice. Don't go anywhere. This is Filmlab's must-watch movies.
Richard Williams.
The Six.
This cult group, the Brotherhood of the Six, have been involved in countless murders.
What do you have to do with all these killings?
Mr. Zion, why is he after you and your son?
I think I can survive on just the taste of a sweet victory.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
You may never see me again.
You're there to learn who you are and where you're from.
I'm not Nigerian. I'm American. I want to go home.
Where are you going?
To upgrade my return flight.
Your mother cancelled it the day you arrived.
Mom, you lied to me. Can I please come home?
Including the head of state.
Please, enough. This is Zero Alpha, a message from Captain Joseph Dewa, N-125 of 702 BN. It's very, very urgent and confidential for the DMI only.
Why do they call you the king of boys?
I have decided to join in the race to become the next governor of Lagos State.
When the time is right, in your life, I will expose you.
Asanwa, my color, Nebiano,
Oh, yeah. Kando Eziegom.
Once you agree to partner with the Danladi brothers, we will deposit the money into your account and things will take off from there.
I'm going to see him, Casey.
Welcome back, guys. This is still Filmlab, where we're discussing Filmlab's must-watch Nigerian movies. So Steven has 3 movies. I have 3 movies to recommend. So let's do this real quick. Bada bing, boom, bang. All right.
Bada bing, boom,
Boom,
bang.
bang. Yes, stop. Don't say anything.
Where are we now? Come on.
You don't say anything.
So my first movie would be Living in Bondage. I mean, great movie all round. Directed by Ramsey Noah. Released in 2019. Featuring Jide Kene, Munachi, and obviously Ramsey Noah starring as the lead villain.
Yeah.
Or the lead antagonist. Perfect movie, if you ask me. That is probably the most perfect Nigerian movie I have ever watched.
Wow.
I have
Big rating.
almost no complaints whatsoever. Considering the time as well, it was one of the trailblazers. I mean, if you're looking at things like October 1, this is probably what took us to the next step in terms of like finished output now. Yeah, great film all around. Something that you must watch. Storytelling was great. Ramsey Noah directed it as well, so he smashed it. I would say the highest rated Nollywood movie for me. So if there's any movie you have to see, Nollywood movie you have to see, Living in Bondage has to be top of that list.
Wow, nice. So for me, it's Black Book. Came out in 2023.
Black Book, nice.
Yes, directed by Editi F. Young, starring RMD Sam Dede and Shafi Bello. For me, Black Book was such an interesting movie because it highlighted action and the bedrock of a lot of Nigerian movies from back in the day till now. Action with Hanka Nuku and the likes, G-Mike and more. And if you go through history, executing action movies in Nigeria was a bit of a struggle. People were executing horrors better than they were executing action movies, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say there was more. But there was more.
And then seeing RMD in that particular light, because a lot of the movies you see him as a responsible father, or he's a lawyer, or even if he's a villain, but very like put together. Well, in Black Book, we saw a different side, and we were able to see RMD's versatility as an actor. That he's not just, very good at dramas or thrillers. He's also, he can execute action. He can be choreographed to learn how to fight, and just seeing how his character went from being a pastor to transforming into something else was a wonderful thing to see. And the fact that they also touched on very sensitive issues in our community regarding the government and its people, that was also very interesting to watch. And it was done tastefully, because a lot of times when people want to push agendas, at the end of the day, it was based on an agenda. So it was very interesting because it was quite sensitive. The entire movie started off as something else, but then the bone of the movie is the fact that it was just trying to highlight why the government needs to treat its citizens right, and why we need to coexist, because if we don't, everybody will lose out at the end of the day. The script writing was tastefully done to the point that you would even you already forget, you will be so immersed into different characters that it takes you beyond just agenda setting using storytelling. So I feel like there was a nice balance. Loved the camera work, loved the scripting, very interesting. Okay, let's go on to the next one.
For me, my next movie would be Nigerian Prince. Fantastic movie as well.
Yes.
Directed by American-based Nigerian Faraday Okoro, starring Anthony J. Bell and Chinaza Uche. Fantastic movie. I would say one thing that stood out for me in this movie was you could tell they had some budget, but they put it towards the things that mattered. We had this one of the best lighting executions I've seen in a Nigerian movie.
Yes, true.
Natural lighting, fantastic, great casting, great costume, fantastic costume, natural costume, everything sat right, props, the set design, natural
dialogue,
dark shots were dark when they needed to be. They spent money on the lenses and the cameras that could shoot in the dark. It was beautiful. And the story, I like the way they wrapped it up in a bow at the end. I mean, there's some plot holes here and there, but like I would say just close second behind Living in Bondage is Nigerian Prince. Okay,
so for me, my second movie is 76. It came out in 2016 and directed by Izu Ojukwu, starring A-listers like Ramsey Noah, who we all know is
he's appeared a lot on this list,
Yeah, he is. He's an actor, director. We have the beautiful Rita Dominic and Chidi Mokeme. These are like A-listers. I grew up watching these people. I grew up watching Lillian Bach, Genevieve, Stephanie Okereke.
Was Genevieve in 76?
No. I'm just saying like these are like like legends. I grew up. So having to see them in a very serious historical film, because 76 was all about Democracy Day, the coup that happened, It was interesting. I never thought that for that type of movie, Rita Dominic and Ramsey Noah will make a great pair. Chidi Mokeme stays delivering all the time. He knows how to just be in character. I love the costuming, how they, try to recreate that time back in the day.
Props.
A lot of set props. And even
they won a lot of awards for that,
even the aesthetic, the visual aesthetic, they made it very filmy, very vintage.
They had like a grainy.
So they understood the assignment and even delivered visually in the aesthetic, the visual aesthetic feel of the movie. I feel that the movie was very intentional. They paid attention to details, very intentional. I love the camera work. I feel like they probably took Ramsey Noah, the movie, the character he acted. He was in, with people, so many people, and you could see him walking through people, and you could see the camera tracking him, and that just took me to Passion of the Christ, where there was a scene where you would see like the people, and you'd see, Christ, and you just see basically the devil like in a black cloak, and you'd see how tastefully he just goes in between people. I feel like that was what they, tried to recreate. For me, beautiful. I love 76. It's a must watch. Historical film, which usually is quite tasking to execute.
Yeah, it is usually very tough.
Usually it's quite tasking because you're working around facts, in as much as you have the license to do more, like to do be creative, but you're working with facts basically.
Yeah, they did a lot with that movie. I must agree. 76 is right up there. I think I saw that in cinemas.
Yes.
I can't lie, one of the best uses of my money in going to see a movie in cinema. So yeah, 76 definitely up there. I think my last movie would be...
We're gonna go on a short break and he's gonna tell you his last movie. So would I. Don't go anywhere, grab your drink, refill that ice, refill that cup. We'll be right back. Hi guys, welcome back. This is still Filmlab, where we're discussing Filmlab must-watch Nigerian movies, and we've given our first, each individually, we've given our first top 2. Okay, that's 4. Now we're going to give the last.
I'll say my last movie has to go to King of Boys. Last, not the least, but definitely a good film. But I mean, if I was to rank in order, I would say I've kind of stayed in order. But King of Boys, directed by Kemi Adetiba. Fantastic movie starring Shola Shobowale, Adesuwa Tomi, Akin Lewis, Jide Kosoko, ensemble cast.
Yes.
Great film, great delivery, reminisce, some fantastic antagonists, great conflict. So all the movies I've spoken about today, one of the things that really stood out for me is they have good conflict, which is something that's often missing in Nigerian stories. You hardly ever get like, why do I really care about what's going on screen? But with King of Boys, they force you to care, they force you to invest your time and to be interested in the movie. So big ups to Kemi Adetiba.
Big ups.
My third film on this episode's Filmlab must watch has to go to King of Boys.
So my third movie on Filmlab's must watch Nigerian movies is, drumroll, woo 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 woo, Ibo Kwenu, Afame Funa, which came out in 2023, directed by Kayode Kasum, starring Kanayo Okanayo, Stan Nze, and Alex Ekubo. Afame Funa touched home for me because if you've ever been to a place like Alaba, or if you've been to the east, the trade is our bread and butter basically. And you would notice, and I would always wonder, these young lads with the store owner, like, who are they? Why does he have, usually you'd have like 5, 4, why? I never really knew that there was a story behind it until Afame Funa came out, and then I understood, oh, okay, I get it. They're apprentices. Basically, they work, the mothers would give their sons to these businessmen, and basically they would intern for years, and depending on how well they've done, they would be blessed to start their own business. It is such a beautiful movie because then you now really understand that the whole purpose of having an apprentice is to empower young Igbo boys, teach them a trade, teach them the skill, and then empower them. And I love Afame Funa because even if it was predominantly about that, I love how they were able to tie in romance. They were able to tie in a bit of drama. They didn't just make it about, okay, yes, this is the apprentice. They were able to, you were able to see the trajectory, the growth of a character. And I liked the casting, I loved how there were bits and bobs of conflict. And at some point, you'd see that the conflict started as something trivial. The first couple of conflicts started as something very trivial. Fancying a girl, but fellow apprentice who basically helped you, had more confidence to approach a lady he fancied. And you'd see these little trivialities, conflict trivialities. it started to grow into something
fantastic.
very
So I think they're
different.
going to watch it and enjoy it, right?
You
Yeah,
guys
exactly. So
are going to watch it.
let's not
And last point, the
spoil
reason
it.
why I appreciate Afami Funa is because told the story of something that's very integral in the Igbo culture, which is really good, and it's good PR for the Easterners, basically. Anyway, we've come to the end of this episode of Filmlab, which is Filmlab must-watch Nigerian movies. We're paying homage to our nation and, most importantly, our film industry, which is such a beautiful thing right now. Do not forget, guys, that you're always part of the conversation, and the only reason why we did this episode, is because you requested, and we're happy that you can tell us what to review, and we can definitely deliver. So do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and definitely turn on that notification button so that you're aware of the new episodes of Filmlab that we get to upload on YouTube. Also, don't forget that Filmlab on the Triple M show is airing on this channel, same time, same day. Any last words?
Nah, man, just go and watch these movies, have fun, enjoy your weekend or your week, whichever.
Yes. Please, by all means, watch this movie by yourself, with your families, and even with foreigners. Introduce them to our culture. Yay! All right, until next time, have a great one. Bye.
See ya.